Synesthesia. You know how Marvel has the multiverse? Well, some people have the multi-sense. Meet synesthesia, a condition where your senses throw the rulebook out the window and start partying together like it's Burning Man in your brain. People with synesthesia might see music as colorful shapes floating in the air, or taste words. Yeah, imagine every time someone says Tuesday, you taste burnt toast, or strawberries, or regret. There are dozens of wild combos: sound color, letter color, number shape, even pain smell. One woman said she could smell lies, like someone's talking and she's just there sniffing out the betrayal like a bloodhound. It's rare, only about 4% of people have it, and most don't even realize it's unusual until they awkwardly mention that their best friend's name smells like cinnamon and everyone just slowly backs away. Some famous creatives have had it: Wassily Kandinsky, Pharrell Williams, and even Billie Eilish. Tetrachromacy. Sounds like a transformer, right? This is the seeing what no one else can see. Tetrachromacy, seer of hidden rainbows. But in reality, this one's a superpower for the eyeballs. Most humans have three types of color cones in their eyes: red, green, and blue. That gives us around 1 million color variations to work with. Impressive? Sure, but tetrachromats have 4 cones. That fourth one? It unlocks a level of color perception that we mere mortals literally can't comprehend. They can see up to 100 million shades of color. That's like turning your vision settings from 1080p to 16K Ultra HDR Alien Spectrum Edition. But here's the kicker: most tetrachromats are women, due to how the gene is carried on the X chromosome. Scientists say many of them don't even realize they're seeing more. They just think everyone else is really bad at matching socks. Now picture this. You're arguing over paint colors at Home Depot. You say it's green. She says it's muted moss, with a hint of emotionally unavailable lime. And guess what? She's not wrong. Tetrachromacy doesn't just give you better vision, it gives you elite-level taste in fashion, makeup, and interior design. It's like being born with Photoshop installed in your eyeballs. Mirror touch synesthesia, also known as empathy mode, maxed out. Have you ever cringed when someone stubs their toe? Now imagine if you literally felt it. That's mirror touch synesthesia, where your brain confuses watching others with experiencing it yourself. You see someone get slapped, your face stings. Someone gets a back massage, you feel the pressure. It's like having your nervous system hooked up to everybody else's. Some people say it feels like a constant involuntary game of emotional dodgeball. Oh great, Chad is crying again. Now I feel like crying, and I didn't even get dumped. These folks are like emotional antennas. Hypersensitive, overstimulated, and probably exhausted from just existing in public. One woman even said she couldn't walk through a hospital without feeling like she was dying of 12 diseases at once. Science says it's an overactive mirror neuron system, those parts of your brain that light up when you watch someone else do something. In mirror touch folks, those neurons go, screw it, let's do the full experience. On the bright side, they'd make amazing actors. On the downside, action movies must be actual torture. Fatal familial insomnia. This is the sleep that never comes. Okay, so imagine being tired, but you just never sleep, ever. Not for a night, not for a week, not even with 10 melatonin gummies and whale sounds. That's fatal familial insomnia, a horrifying and rare genetic disorder where the brain just forgets how to fall asleep. At first, it's just mild insomnia, then full-blown sleep starvation. And unlike college students, you can't crash on the weekend to make up for it. Now this one's tragic because there's no cure. It's caused by a genetic mutation that messes with the thalamus, basically your brain's sleep switch. And over months, it leads to hallucinations, dementia, and eventually shutdown. So why is it on our list of superpowers? Because for the first stage of this condition, people appear superhumanly active, hyper alert, full of energy, barely sleeping, and still functioning. They look like they've hacked time until the breakdown begins. It's like a cursed superpower. Congrats! You have 24 hours in your day, forever. It's the monkey's paw of productivity. Acquired savant syndrome. Okay, now this one sounds completely made up, but it's 100% real. Acquired savant syndrome is when someone gets a brain injury or neurological event and wakes up a genius at something they never trained for. We're talking about people who couldn't play piano, then after a concussion they're playing Bach like a reincarnated prodigy, or someone who was never into math, suddenly doing impossible calculations in their head like they're possessed by a calculator spirit. One guy got hit in the head during a mugging, and started drawing photorealistic portraits from memory. Another fell off a bike, got a mild concussion, and started composing classical music. How? No one fully knows. Some theories suggest the injury unmasks latent abilities in parts of the brain that were previously silent, like you had a genius sleeping in your head, and the accident just kicked it awake. Downside? These talents often come with other side effects. Sensory overload, social withdrawal, or obsessive behaviors. But still, if you ever get a sudden urge to play the cello after stubbing your toe, watch out. You might be leveling up. Myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy. All right, superhero fans. This one's straight out of a comic book. Myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy is a rare genetic condition where your body inhibits myostatin, a protein that normally limits muscle growth. Translation: you get jacked, naturally, without lifting weights. Kids born with this condition often have defined muscles by the time they're toddlers. Like, one baby was born with quads that would make a CrossFit athlete cry. He looked like he'd been doing leg day in the womb. And it's not just for show. They really are stronger than average. There's no fatigue or medical downside early on, and most affected people are completely healthy, just absurdly ripped. Now imagine being 12 years old and already having a six-pack. High school gym class? Dominated. No protein shakes, no creatine, just genetics doing a perfect speed run of bodybuilding. Scientists are actually studying myostatin blockers to help with muscle wasting diseases, and, let's be honest, probably to create real-life Captain Americas. Not saying we're building super soldiers, but I'm also not saying it. So there you have it, 6 real conditions that make people sound like they belong in the next X-Men lineup. Super memory, super muscle, extra senses, and in some cases, genius, unlocked with a literal bonk on the head. Sometimes being different isn't a curse, it's nature showing off.